Beauty, as they say, is only skin deep. A person's real beauty is in his or her soul. Yet, there is so much pressure on American teenagers to change the way they look by what they see on TV and what they see in the magazines. According to an article in Los Angeles Times, American teens face tremendous pressure to be attractive. They are constantly bombarded with images of beautiful men and women. We live in a world that demands perfection. A person's nose is not straight enough or narrow enough, or that boy has a hump on his nose that he is not happy with. His or her skin is too dark. He or she is not thin enough. Some teenagers even view plastic surgery as a way to build their self-esteem. And so the list goes on. We wonder, should we allow our teenagers to succumb to all the negative attitudes around us? Should we give in to peer pressure? Or should we encourage them to embrace themselves the way they are? In today's society, it's very common to find teens who are not happy with their appearance. They are not happy with their physique, or they are not happy with their faces. But is it right to operate, though, with all the risk involved? An article in USA Today entitled Teens, Cosmetic Dreams Don't Always Come True states that many teens are having surgery and they are unnecessarily putting themselves at risk for injury or even death. Parents, is that a risk that you want to take? For a teenager to consider having surgery in the first place, he or she is already having feelings of insecurity or inferiority. And if you allow that same child to undergo plastic surgery, then you are agreeing with them that there is something wrong with them. Instead, why don't we try to look at all the positive things that that teenager has possessed? Having surgery is never going to remove all of these feelings. According to an article, Teens Turn to Plastic Surgery in the Deseret News by Lois M. Collins, experts say that while plastic surgery might be necessary in some situations, they worry that it will not cure underlying issues. So, instead of surgery, why not try to address those underlying issues? Parents should work on building their kids' self-esteem instead of resorting to plastic surgery for these troubled teens. There's a lot of pressure that surrounds young teenagers, presented through various forms of media. There is always some skinny, beautiful person on the front page of the magazine. Some young women think that being skinny is being beautiful. Some are so obsessed with being skinny that they develop serious eating disorders. And then there are those who turn to plastic surgery. Surgery should not be an option for a young person to undergo simply because they think they are not skinny enough. They should be encouraged to love themselves for who they are. Having surgery at a young age to be slim doesn't necessarily mean that a person is going to remain slim for the rest of their lives. These young people should be encouraged to join a gym, start making healthy eating choices, and most significantly, they need to learn to love themselves. We live in a world where physical differences matter even more than it ever used to. People are rejected because of their physical appearances. This is a form of bullying. Young girls wanting to look like the cheerleaders who they think might be prettier than they are. Young boys wanting to look like the captains of the football team. They are being ridiculed because they do not meet the acceptable standards of a very cruel world. Giving in to bullying, however, is not the answer to these problems. Cosmetic surgery should not be allowed because they want to be more beautiful or because they want to fit in. The article, What Children Would Do to Look Normal, by USA Today, says that today's youngsters are undergoing surgery to fix problems that a decade ago kids would have grown out of naturally. So what do we do in this situation? Teach them to love themselves. They need to be told that if they want to be accepted by others, then they need to accept themselves. More and more teenagers are undergoing plastic surgery to fix areas of themselves that they think are unacceptable by today's society. Teens Under the Knife, Current Events, states in 2007, 87,000 teenagers had cosmetic surgery. Nearly half of them went to new noses. Insecurity being the major issue behind these surgeries. Are these decisions being made on their own, or are they influenced by peer pressure? If any, do they even know of the benefits of having this surgery? What about the downsides of these surgeries? Are they even mature enough to handle the recovery process? Whatever the question might be, I believe that plastic surgery would not be the answer. If kids are made to feel secure and loved at home by both parents from a very young age, then feelings of inferiority and low self-esteem will not even be present in the first place. Instill in them that true beauty lies within the soul. That physical beauty, whether it's natural or whether it's acquired through plastic surgery, will fade, but beauty of the soul lasts so much longer, providing stability in their lives and feelings of self-worth can be some of the most important gifts that parents can pass on to their children. Teach them to know that there is nobody out there that's quite like them. We do not want to raise a generation of young people who feel they are so inadequate that they need to resort to one type of plastic surgery or another to feel accepted by society. Instead, let this next generation be one that is balanced emotionally as well as educationally well-rounded, that they are ready to face any challenge that the world has to offer. Because remember, children are an heritage of the Lord.